What's up YouTube, it's the Angry Kate here, and today we'll be talking about Feral Druids in patch 6.2. Basically now that the last patch is over, like the last few months before the next expansion comes out, I'll be talking about what Feral Druids are wanting to run, mainly in arenas, although that also usually works pretty well in battlegrounds as well. So for your first 15 tier talent, you're going to want to run Wild Charge, as it lets you use any of your forms actually. It's really helpful. Mainly in obviously your cat form, so it's going to help the most. It lets you leap behind an enemy, daze them for 3 seconds. You can do this once every 15 seconds, so it helps like counteract like Hunter's Disengage or Mage's Blinks. It helps a lot more than Displace Your Beast, because you're just going forward, while in this form you can use it while you're in bear form if you're trying to take damage. You can use it while in travel form if you're carrying a flag or trying to get away. And Feline Swiftness obviously doesn't have much competitive use, only being a 50% increase in speed. Alright, so your level 30 talents here, you got Ysera's Gift, Renewal, and Cenarian Ward. Ysera's Gift heals you for 4% of your maximum health every 5 seconds, and it'll heal a nearby random ally if you are at full health. This is obviously the most helpful in arenas, because even if you're cycloned and you're not doing anything at the moment, you can still be pumping out passive heals through this, while Renewal is only on yourself, and while Druids get targeted a lot, your allies are taking damage too, and then Ysera's Gift will still heal you. Cenarian Ward does not scale very well here, so no one really runs this. Some people run Renewal, especially being a Feral Druid, but I prefer Ysera's Gift to help out more as a team member. Alright, so for level 45, we got Fury Swarm, Mass Entanglement, and Typhoon. This is one of the talent lists that doesn't really have much of a option for you to choose. Most people will run Typhoon because it slows them down for 6 seconds, and it can help you knock them off a pillar. They can knock them off like a little ledge like in the Dollarang arena. While Mass Entanglement does have some use, since a lot of people are taking constant damage, the roots are going to break right away. Fury Swarm, I mean, it's nice, but your main attack, Shred here, already does the 50% movement reduction. So unless they're like getting away from you, it's not going to help that much, but you already have Entangling Roots, so it's not that much of a help. That's why Typhoon's used most commonly. It's the only one that really has any kind of competitive use. Alright, so for level 60, you got your main huge DPS talents here. You got Soul of the Forest, Incarnation, King of the Jungle, and Force of Nature. The only two that are really usable for PvP content is Incarnation and Force of Nature. Incarnation is the one that's mostly used. It basically lets you have an improved cat form. Basically your your Shred and Rake will function as if Stealth's active, which lets your Rake automatically stun every single time you hit until obviously diminishing returns, and your Shreds have double critical strike chances, and they do more damage. Force of Nature is sometimes chosen for a few odd comps. Basically what they do is they root enemies and will just melee them once in a while. However, the DPS for your burst, which is what Feral Druid really excels at, lies in Incarnation. That's what most of the people run their one-shot macro. Soul of the Forest, finishing moves grant 4 energy per combo point. That's more of a PvE, trying to sustain your DPS, because over time the DPS will be more in a PvE situation, because a lot of the time you're running around, you're doing most of your damage in your burst, and you're trying to sustain. Alright, so for the level 75 talent tree, you got some stun options. You got Incapacitating Roar, Ursul's Vortex, and Mighty Bash. A lot of people run Mighty Bash, unless it basically depends on what your comp is. Most of the time, having just a nice stun, which is something you can't get out of, is the most helpful, because they can't move or do anything. Ursul's Vortex is sometimes used though to help heal for your healer, and if you already have a lot of people who have stuns, like a Death Knight and a Warrior and a Paladin, like a heavier cleave comp. And Incapacitating Roar is not really used that often, although again, like I said, it basically depends on your CC and your comp. However, a lot of like higher end comps will run Mighty Bash. Having a stun where they have to use a trinket to get out of is really helpful. For level 90 talents, you got Heart of the Wild, Dream of Cenarius, and Nature's Vigil, sorry, my bad. Heart of the Wild used to be really good in Mystic Pandaria. Like I remember watching Soda Pop and doing his videos. You could just pop Heart of the Wild and heal up the full. He was doing his 1v5 videos. However, now it's been severely nerfed, so like no one runs this. It's really not that helpful to you. Dream of Cenarius is one I actually used to run until a few days ago. I thought this was really good, having nice healing touches. Because you have to get a 5 combo point hit off Ferocious Bite, you get a free healing touch. It's nice to have it buffed. And also if you put it on Rejuvenation on someone else, you don't have to cast it on yourself, saving you the GCD. However, for arenas there's a lot of burst, you're going to want Nature's Vigil, because whenever you're bursting and doing a lot of damage or healing, you're going to be healing other people as well, which is super helpful in heavy burst cleaves, because that's what the game's going towards. That people try to not run as many healers, or they'll see triple DPS. This will save your healer. They'll be thanking you, paying some gold afterwards, hopefully. But no, 30 seconds, all single target healing and damage spells and abilities. Also heal a nearby friendly target based on their amount done. 20% for heals, 40% for damage spells. Now this seems kind of complicated, but basically all it means is that whenever you're doing DPS or healing, it'll be healing someone else. This is the talent to go with. It does a lot in combination with your burst in the beginning when everybody's going off ham. This will keep your team up alive. when the other team's going down. Now for the level 100 talents, we got Lunar Inspiration, Blood Talents, and Claws of Shirvala. Lunar Inspiration, I mean, it's really not that good. Basically, it just replaces your Mangle, and not your Mangle, your Shred, but it does a little less. It's not really used ever. I've maybe seen 1 or 2 people use it. They have really 2 options: are Blood Talons and Claws. Blood Talons can be really nice for burst if you're not going to go for more sustain. However, Claws has a lot of nice use, having not be able to switch out of your cat form to cast a clone. Yeah, like here you get 5% more versatility as well, so that's helping you all over the fight, healing and damaging. You get easy. You can cast Roots and Cyclone in cat form as well as healing touches when they're not instant. Unlike Blood Talents, which only lets you do 2 more melee your next 2 melee abilities to cause 30% additional damage. While it's nice when you're like bursting, it's not going to help you in the long run like Shirvala. Alright, for Glyphs here, we got Glyph of Savage Roar. Basically you get free 5 combo points worth of Savage Roar when you come out of Stealth or using Incarnation. That's basically going to let you get your free 5 combo points worth off in the beginning. You can use that for a Ferocious Bite, you can use it for a Rip, or a Maim even to get a stun off. That's going to really swing a game in your favor. You got Glyph of Ninth Life, which basically reduces all damage taken while in cat form by 10%. You can't use that in combination with cat form, sadly, or else I wouldn't be using Glyph of Dash, obviously. It'd be really cheap. Cat form, you can use this instead if you really want to help out your healer. You basically take 20% increased healing from any kind of source of healing. And for your third option, some people run Cyclone. I run Dash though, because having a Dash on a 2-minute cooldown instead of a 3-minute cooldown can be the difference between winning a game or not. Let's say healer's getting away, late game, usually you wouldn't be able to run Dash 2 minutes into a game again, but since you used it early on, you can use it again and go win the game. Those are the glyphs that really matter. Your minor glyphs don't really matter anymore. So that's all I got on the glyphs. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching as always. Check out the rest of my channel. I got some more Feral Druids in Arena. I got my Shadow Priest and Disc Priest going at it in some battlegrounds. So as always guys, have a great day.